welcome everyone to Citizens Climate University tonight. It's a weekly webinar program of Citizens Climate Lobbies that supports CCLers like you and me with access to in-depth training opportunities on topics related to climate change and effective climate advocacy. We're in luck tonight because we're going to try to wrap all of this up in one large overview of what to look forward to with our new communities improvements. I'm your host tonight, Brett Cease, and joining us tonight is the wonderful IT Director, Ricky Bradley. Ricky Bradley serves as Information Technology Director for Citizens Climate Lobby, and prior to joining CCL, Ricky served as the Director of Quality Assurance and Communications for the world's third largest bank. Fun fact for tonight, we are lucky to have you joining us, Ricky. Thanks so much for being here. The agenda is really straightforward. We're going to feature some of the new benefits and discuss really what some of this transition is looking like. We're going to specifically focus on some of them, including the training pathways, bookmarks, and forums. We'll then go from there to talking about some of the interest field opportunities that the new community platform is going to allow to help us nurture content and seed relevant material for all learners. We'll have a chance to talk about the robust help section and FAQ support that should help guide everyone along and getting to know what new community looks like. And then we'll discuss looking ahead briefly while opening it up for Q&A. And this is based on a lot of field interviews. So if chances are you're listening in later or you're here tonight, community as you know it has had a lot of strengths, but it also has had perhaps some design challenges that have at times left you feeling like you didn't know quite where to look. So what we're really trying to do with the rollout of CCL New Community is continue to build on the great tradition that community already is giving our volunteers, but to enhance the way that it offers trainings in a more intuitive flow to really help improve skills, as well as offering improved searching ability. And so we are going to overview the bookmark feature as well as what some of the search functions themselves look like, how you can filter and screen what you're looking for in a more specified manner. And then we'll also speak to the power of connecting with volunteers and what the forums and other group settings do tonight to really help you feel bought in and connected to the larger climate movement wherever you might be tuning in or participating within CCL throughout the country. We're trying to bring the tools to outsmart climate change along with our relationship building that we're betting the farm on, and the chance to really distribute how we learn, meet others, and gain perspective as we learn and benefit from each other's best practices from throughout the country. So with that, I will pass it to you, Ricky, and we can jump into highlighting some of the features.
So one of the things that we've heard in the past from volunteers and from supporters and group leaders and everyone through up and down the spectrum is that, wow, CCL community, it's so great. It's got a lot of information. And then it's like, oh my God, CCL community's got so much information that it's so difficult to discern what's important to you and you know, how to find and easily access the information that you need to be successful, you know, when you're just popping in to grab like a resource that you need. But you'll see this top menu and you'll see like the CCL logo and you'll see a little menu option here called My CCO Dashboard. If you ever get lost and don't know where you are on community, click one of those. It's going to take you to the same place and it's going to take you right back to what we call your dashboard. And your dashboard is going to be your home page, so to speak, when you log into community, but it's really going to be the thing that captures all of your personal interactions with the site and brings to the front the things that are most important to you. And so again, we make this analogy a lot of CCL being like a fire hose of information. And what we're trying to do is narrow that down a little bit, maybe just towards a garden hose, because that's all the water you need. But giving you the information that you need and helping you find that information as fast as possible. So one of the new cool features to help you do that, if you're familiar with bookmarks and how that works in a web browser, we pretty much got that functionality built in now with CCL Community. So you'll be able to bookmark different pages, profiles, events, groups, and all those things. And the cool thing about it, if you're looking on the screen right now, right up here in the upper left, and I'm just sort of highlighting that on my dashboard page, right below your profile photo and your name, will be a section called My Bookmarks, right? And so it'll always be accessible from your dashboard, right from your CCL dashboard, right under the My Bookmarks section. And so, you know, if I were to click on one of these and say, okay, well, I'm gonna click on profile. Here you see some profiles that I've bookmarked. So Brett Cease, no one wants to see that guy. So maybe I'll remove him. I'll click that button. I don't want to see that guy. But then we have Madeline, Ricky, and I bookmarked myself. How vain am I? I'll remove myself as well. And then Winston, which is one of our developers. So you can see right here. So, you know, when I bookmark stuff, and I'll show you how to do it in just a moment, this is where you'll grab your bookmarks and easily find the information you've bookmarked. Like example, I'll click on resources. You can see I bookmarked the fact sheets, sign-up sheets, the CCL logo guide. For you, it might be the primary ask. So that's the bookmarking feature. That's how it works. Or that's where it'll show up. Now, let me show you how it works. Okay, so say, you know, I'm someone who tables all the time, and I want this brochure bookmarked so I don't have to go looking for it. I'll have it right on my dashboard. Here's how you would do that. This is a brochure page. You can have a description and a little bit of a paragraph or a sentence or two about the item. Gives you a visual, shows you what the brochure looks like. But if you go down to the bottom, and different content pages have these bookmarks in different areas. But if you go all the way down to the bottom, there we go. I'll give your screens a minute to catch up. Sometimes it takes a while for people's. I'm highlighting this option right here, but you can see there's a little Facebook like option, and you won't see this edit resource. I don't think you'll see that delete resource option either, but you will see this bookmark option. And so if I click this, all it's telling you is like your bookmarks are updated, okay? And again, to get back to my home page, I'm just gonna scroll up to the top, click on the logo or my CCL dashboard. And when the page loads, you can see their resources here. And if I open up the resources now, there's the brochures. That was not there earlier, I promise. So, right, really cool. You can do that. You can do it for groups. You can do it for events again, forum posts, any of those things. So that's a really cool new feature that we have called Bookmarks. And I'll show you also our search, our new and improved search, which I think is going to be fantastic. Well, I'm biased. So you'll see also in the menu, you'll see this ever-present search bar. And this is the search option. It says search right there. And so, you know, you can type in, let's just type in banner for whatever reason. We hit banner. A little bit of information about the site search and how it works, but I'll just show you real quick. And you can see as we scroll down a little bit here, here's a search bar. Notice it automatically took my search term and put it in here. And on the search results page, you can see, yay, banners, thank you, good demonstration. It's the #1 option there. And we'll probably have some more descriptive text here when we go live, but you can see the banners show up there. Now, the neat feature, or the new feature really that about CCL Community is cool is say you can't remember what you're searching for, but you know it has carbon in it, right? That's pretty big thing that we have, right? Carbon's gonna probably be in a lot of our stuff. You can see right now it's showing you, if you look at this where it says all 98, there's 98 pages right now with the mention of carbon, 98 resources. So let me explain what this is over here on the side. These are called filters. And you can see there's a search all filter, events filter, forum. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm over here on the left-hand side. Yeah. Groups, yep, members, and events, right? And so notice when I click on them, they turn blue, and you see, oh, some like different results start popping over in the search results. So here's what's happening here. A filter is a way for you to say, okay, now when you first search for something in that main site search, it's going to default to resources, because we think, like most people, that's what they're looking for, right? They're coming to our site, they're looking for resources. But say you want to also see who's got carbon in their profile? I don't know. Might make sense. Oh, you know, there are some people who've got the word carbon in their profile, right? You could do that. You could click on members, right? You could also click on groups. What you're doing here is you're adding results. You're broadening your search, right? So the more of these filters you click on, the more results you get. Or you can back off these filters by deselecting them as well, and you start narrowing your results. Might take a little getting used to. It's explained up here in the help section. You know, to broaden your results, click additional filters, or to narrow your results, deselect filters. It also has an advanced search. It's a lot like Google. If you want to use an actual term like carbon fee and dividend, you just surround it in quotes, and it's going to go search for that exact term, not each individual word. And let's see. All right, so we got carbon fee and dividend in 61 pages. So that kind of helped narrow the results, right? First we look for carbon, and then we put in the term carbon fee and dividend. You can also use the minus sign. So if we want to say carbon fee and dividend, but exclude with the minus sign, exclude results that have Danny. I don't know, Danny Richter. Oops, I keep misspelling things. Sorry about that. You know, so it works like Google, like that search engine, right? So it took off some results. Or you can also add in a plus sign. So you can say carbon fee and dividend with Danny in it. Ah, there's only 4. Okay, see, good. Helps you really help focus the search results and give you a lot of fine-tuning options there. And the only difference, there is a little bit of a difference on our, say like our training landing page, which I'll just, well, Brett's going to show you that. I'll share our resources landing page. This is our resources landing page. And each one of these landing pages that are particular to topic also have a search function of their own down below. Let me just show that to you real quick as well. But as I scroll down, you can see it's the same kind of thing. There's a search here, and there's some filters. These filters are a little bit different and even more powerful because you can see like I'm on the resource landing page, so it automatically defaults to the resource category. But say I'm looking for resources and I know I want to look for resources that have to do with tabling. Well, I click on this first filter, which is a lever political will, and you can see, wow, I have all these options now. And one of the options is grassroots tabling. So if I click that, so now I'm looking for resources to do with tabling. There you go. You can see, like, look at these sign-up sheets, price on carbon flyers, postcards. So I'm narrowing my search again by selecting filters. And then say maybe it's like, oh, okay, I know it's what I'm really looking for is a handout, okay? Resources, again, tabling, I'll select handout, and you can see like, okay, here are all the handouts you could have at a tabling event. We hope we've categorized everything properly. We're not quite finished yet, but I hope you can see the value of our new search features and our bookmarking features. And I'm gonna turn back over to Brett to talk a little bit to demonstrate the training and the training pathways.
Yeah, so what I'll do is actually show the benefits of both being able to connect as well as being able to follow some of our search pathways. And then to get to training, you can see after you land there, we have a block that features training that may rotate throughout the year, also may rotate based on your own interests. We'll get into the interest fields in just a little bit, but this is allowing us to customize people's landing pages based on what they've indicated they would like to see. And below that, we have the actual webinar schedule. And below that is, again, the same search feature, since we're only pulling certain featured trainings on this landing page for you to be able to winnow down your training focus as well. Say you only want to search trainings that have to do with administering part of your group. So you'd click that and then you can see any of those tutorials. I'll also just show you the beautiful thing about New Community is that we have also put together learning pathways. So if you are interested in not only seeing a one-off standalone lesson, but seeing its larger ecosystem or the context for which it's related to a larger skill set or topic area, we have initial pathways, and so you can see we have featured ones, such as the core volunteer training sequence. I'll just click on that one since that one is so well known. But you can see once you get there that you are led through a series of recommended trainings. And you can see that it starts, with the first basic one, and it reads through. Again, some of these aren't as natural of a 1, 2, 3, 4 as core volunteer training. All of them are important and may be interesting or not, and we don't encourage you to have to take all 12 in a row. But again, they're all laid out here nice and straight. And if you were to click on any one in particular, let's just say you want to find out more about the effective lobbying one, you'd click on that lesson and it would load. And then this landing page for the actual training portal looks similar, but slightly improved and modified from old community, where you can still have the actual lesson play. You can skip ahead. I know that you can't hear that because I haven't shared sound, but you can also see the actual transcript for a lot of these lessons as we get going. The transcripts will also be synced in here. So if you're more of a reader, you can download the lesson and see the presentation files, as well as even download the podcast version if you want to listen on your next run or your commute to work. The other great thing that New Community offers is natural linkages. So you'll be able to see the recommended connected trainings. You'll be able to see the recommended connected resources, as well as even discussion topics that might actually connect right to what you're learning about and interacting with in that lesson. And that way you can see in live time who else is talking about it or even pose questions. So this is actually a perfect segue to connecting with others. So let's say you listened to this training. It was all about having a practice lobby scenario, and you wanted to just find out, what are other people doing to plan as they prepare for meeting with their member. So you can see in the training, there's a link to the discussions, and this gives us a link immediately to our site-wide forum. So you can see they even link back and forth and see and respond. Say that you wanted to share what you were curious about, or, thanks for sharing. Here's what we've found useful. And then you would just type that in and then post it and be able to really interact and see what other people's input is as well on any of these topics. I'll just go back out. You can see actually there's even an edit frame, and it allows you to have at least 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes to respond and edit an update if you didn't like what you said the first time. But let's go back. So you can also see there's breadcrumbs. This is kind of a little site map to help you know where you're at inside of the forums. So we are participating in the thread about team planning inside of lobbying's category. And you can see that there is a whole host of topics already. And we imagine there might even be a few more coming up as we continue to bring more people on board. And that is a category within the larger site-wide forums. So if you are curious, you can see all of the other categories from introduce yourself to general news. You also have an ask us anything that you might be curious about as a way to really reach out. And then we also organize many of the discussions by our 5 levers of political will. On the bottom below that, you can see the forum activity is sorted by what's most recent, what's actually gotten the most popular responses, and then the topics that you yourself have responded to. That tracks easily there too. I'll also just share this, that if you have any questions within the forums, there's a bunch of wonderful Q&A boxes here that can expand and contract depending on your interests. There's also a way to search forums in particular. Say that you wanted to see who has posted about Ricky, or let's say, especially you're curious about how to handle an actual upcoming town hall meeting. So if you actually just click on this and filter again on town hall, these filter by categories again populate as being filled in, but you can start deselecting them if you only wanted to look within one filter. We're guessing that you'd like to search all of them. That's why the default is all of them, and you can even search within a custom time frame. So lots of opportunities there within the forums, and a wonderful way to weave in learning from throughout our larger community rather than just your local group or what you might hear on any of these trainings. It's a way to really try to democratize what's happening in the field and how we can all benefit from it. With that, I'll actually pass it back to you, Ricky.
We have a user guide that when we get you guys all set up and get the system ready for you, you'll also receive a user guide that's a printable guide that can walk you step by step through all the things we're showing tonight, and actually in a lot more detail than what we're showing you tonight. We're sort of going through things in actually more detail than what you'll ever see probably on a page as well in Community. So let me talk about, here's what I think is the most important feature, the engine behind a lot of the customization that we'll be able to do on Community. And what I think, and what we think, and what people who run these types of online communities say, this feature alone is the one thing that's really going to deepen the engagement with our volunteers. So, if you're a volunteer and it's your first couple of weeks with CCL, we're going to consider you to be a new volunteer, right? And if we know that, everything within the site, like our resources, our training, even the information you see on your dashboard would be more tailored to a new volunteer. Okay, so that's really important, right? Because we really want them to do a couple of things to get involved right up front, like take the intro call, do climate advocate training, maybe take an action, because if people take an action right away, they're more likely to be involved. So those kinds of things that really create that engagement at the very beginning. When people join Community, when people join CCL going forward, they will be joining Community as well. So everyone's going to be, everyone will have a Community account, and everyone who is a member of CCL currently will be given a new Community account when we get going. And so another cool thing about this is that within your chapter, we're not going to really go into the chapters and the group pages here tonight, but within those, there are ways to create engagement like instantly. So someone joining CCL, we put them in their chapter, boom, we're going to be able to engage them instantly, reach out and contact them, get them into the chapter group on Community, have them introduce themselves, like some really cool stuff. So it's going to create really instant engagement. That's just kind of something for you to know. But getting back to the interest, this is what's important for you and for everyone else as we go forward. If you want to turn off the fire hose of information, sort of concentrate on the things that you're really interested in doing, right? So over on the right-hand side of the menu, you'll see a little option called My Account. And if you hover over this, you're going to see it's going to show you, okay, I have an option for View the Dashboard. I guess real quick, View Dashboard, View Profile, Edit My Profile, My Settings, Messages, kind of all the stuff, all your interactions that you have on the site. Some of this is on your dashboard already. We didn't really go over too much, but yeah, some of this is already on your dashboard. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, I'm going to show you the profile, interest profile section. So I'm just going to click on Edit Profile. And again, this will be in your user guide when we send it to you. But here's what's so important. There's a tab here called My Interests. Okay, and I'm going to click on that. And what this is we've come up with the 17, sorry, we probably should have narrowed down even more, but there's just so many essential things that we do at CCL. These are like the top 17 things we do, right? And so what we're really, when new people join and when we set you up for your account, what we'd like for you to do, one of the first things we'd like for you to do is go ahead and just tell us, okay, here are the things I'm interested in. And when you do so, when you tell us what you're interested in, notice I'm clicking on lobbying representatives, tabling, and endorsements. Okay, and I'm just going to hit save. You can see there's all other kinds of things. There's mentoring, recruiting, conservative outreach, diversity, student outreach. So these are the things that we think are most important to be focusing on right now. So I've selected those. And here's the cool thing. Now I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to click on my dashboard. And this information up here called featured content over here on the right-hand side, like this is always pretty much going to stay the same. This is like the information we think is most important. But if you keep scrolling down, you can see the section called recommended for you. Now this is just set up right now for us to test. You can imagine the possibilities now, but look at the things that show up for me now. Lobbying stuff, grassroots outreach, endorsements. But so in other words, if you tell us what you're interested in, we'll be able to tailor information that's important to you. And it might be an event that's happening. It might be a training that's happening. It might be a resource, a new resource that we got that goes great with tabling. But whatever you tell us you're interested in, the more we can help you pull out the information that's most important to you as a volunteer. So that should really help your experience going forward. I'm going to stop there. Brett's going to talk about where to get help on the new community platform.
And, we will go into the most important question probably, which is moving forward, what kind of support can you expect and where can you find it? And I'll just show you two places that are conveniently located, at least we'd like to think so. And they both actually lead to the same landing page. So Ricky highlighted the My Account view, which you can see at the very top of your page. Go all the way down from My Account to the Help Center. It'll direct you there. What you can also do at any different of the pages is scroll down to the bottom. And again, I'm actually on one of the longest pages now, the Help Center. That's a good thing. But I'll just show you the bottom green banner. If you scroll all the way down, has these same links no matter where you're at. So we have an About page, how to contact us. This is another way you actually can get help. The guidelines that you sign on to and privacy policy in terms of service, pretty standard stuff for any online community, but then also the FAQ page, which happens to be the same place. So, and then the beautiful thing about the way that we have segmentation as well, so there's different groups, different roles. If you are a new volunteer or a group leader or a regional coordinator, when you land on this page, you're going to see different FAQs as well, depending on your role. And if you have a question that is particular to that role, these are another way that we've segmented out the questions. But they have anything from answers about how to update your password, update your profile, how to adjust your email settings or notifications. It's all here. Many of them actually link to tutorials, and we'll continue to build those out where you can actually see somebody do that with a video as well. And the last thing I'll just highlight is what Ricky mentioned as well, which is our user guide. So not only is this available in a FAQ format that's organized by questions, but if you click on that, it'll actually link you to a Google Doc that you can print out or just have available online. And all of this is walking you through step by step how to get started. From logging in and troubleshooting if you're having a hard time with your password, all the way to filling out your profile. Let's just click on that so you can see the level of detail where you actually click, what each option does, where to fill things out, and so forth. So we really are trying to make this very user-friendly, very able to be oriented around what questions you might have as you get up and running. We know that learning technology is often a very stressful, challenging, and time-consuming process for all of us. And so we're trying to make this as easy as possible and really invite you along with us for this journey into a new community. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Ricky.
Yeah, so, you know, as Brett was just demonstrating and showing you some things, I mean, you might have noticed like there are people in there already, right? And there are discussion topics already happening and taking place. You might be like, wait a minute, I'm not in, why is that happening? So for the past, few weeks now, we've been piloting this platform in a specific part of the country with 5 groups. And also for the past week now, we've been, all of the group leaders and regional coordinators and state coordinators have been in there as well to get oriented to the new platform, to set up their group pages and to do things like that. So you're going to have, all your group leaders are going to be experts and you can just ask them all the questions. No, I'm kidding. They will be oriented a little bit to the platform. And we've been getting lots of great feedback from them. It's been helping us sort of go back and iterate and improve what we're working on. And so we hope soon to have you guys in the platform as well. When we do get closer, just a couple of notes, we'll let you know. We're going to send an email out to everyone. It's going to have a link to the new platform. It's going to have a link. It's going to have your username. It'll have your password, and it also have that link to that user guide that Brett was just talking about. So that's going to be there for you. And the other interesting thing, or the other cool thing we're going to do is we're not going to get rid of the old community for a while. We'll keep it online and have that available for people to go back to if there's just something. And if you have bookmarked things in your browser, we will redirect those to the new pages on community as well. We might, you might want to go ahead and update your bookmarks if you're using those in your browser, or put them on your bookmarks in in community, like I showed you at the beginning, because eventually, like those things probably won't work after a while. But yeah, so for a while, we'll have bookmarks that, or we'll have redirects to all the things you might have bookmarked in your own browser.
Yeah, so I think just to close, we are still in the user pilot mode for beta testing. We don't have an official launch date yet, but we are getting close to finalizing the details behind some of which we've highlighted tonight. And in the meantime, if anyone has questions about New Community, please feel free to email me. I've posted my email address here at brett@citizensclimate.org. And we'd love to hear your thoughts or any questions that you have that we didn't cover in this brief training tonight. We really appreciate your time. We're incredibly excited about this new community, and we look forward to giving you an update soon. Thank you, everyone.